Welcome back, everybody. In my last video on the AK-47s or AKMs, the Wasser 10 video, I had a few people ask me, what is that firearm on your hip? A couple of people asked that. And so this is my new daily carry firearm, one of them. I've changed around a few firearms in the recent history, sold a few, and my previous one that I done videos on was a Smith & Wesson Shield 9mm. Now I'm a fan of the 45 auto, and I would prefer to carry a 45 auto, and I was extremely excited when they came out with the 45 auto Shield. Well, of course it's a little bit larger than the original 9mm Shield, but the additional size does not make it that much more difficult to conceal. And of course you lose a few rounds, and if that's important to you, you might want to stick with the 9mm or the 40. It's actually about the same frame size in the 40, and you jump up in frame size, of course, on the 45. My original one had an apex trigger in it to smooth it out. This one, I find I don't have to do a thing to the trigger. It's that much improved. Few differences in it is it has the 4 serrations on it. This is not a 2.0, but the trigger is still extremely good on it. No Talon grips on this one. This is the only polymer firearm I have, I think, does not have Talon grips. These are fantastic grips. In fact, they're almost too aggressive for me, because when they rub up against my skin in the waistband holster, it can kind of rub on you. But I'm giving it a try for a while, and so far it's worked out just fine. I only have about 200 rounds through this firearm, just enough to make certain that it was going to be reliable. Takedown on it is just as similar as all the other polymer firearms. First thing you do, of course, double check that it is clear, no magazine, and the chamber's clear. You can see that. Then Smith & Wesson provides a tab in there. It's kind of dark. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a yellow tab down in there. Excuse me. You can reach in with a tool preferably and flip that tab down. Then you don't have to fire it, dry fire it in order to disassemble. But to disassemble them, it's the same as the other shields and most polymer firearms. Drop that. Drop the slide. If you don't put that tab down, you can fire it off the slide comes. It's just that easy. The apex trigger was a domed the striker block here was domed, but this one seems to run fine. It's a little bit wet right now, so we just cleaned it up. The spring, dual captured spring, you can see how easy that comes out. It's tremendously easy than your typical polymer type barrel on it. You can see the 45 auto there. Now the finish on this is not quite as good as my old 9mm was. That was about 5 years that I carried it in the holster. You see how easy this recoil spring just snaps right back into place. It's just, they did a really good job on that. And even though you can see right there, there's a wear spot already on the finish of this gun. It hadn't been abused, like I say, only 200 rounds through it, and it's got a couple of spots like that, extractor, that are wearing not as favorably as my old 9mm. It's probably just a quality control issue. This one slipped by, but it looks like it's going to be a fine firearm other than a couple little things like that. And the price I paid for it was exactly the same amount I got from my 9mm. Was on sale. Now we know we're clear. We can fire it, do a functions check. Just a superb trigger, no creep. If it is, it's very minimal. Excellent reset. Much better than the 9mm original series was. The 2.0s, I understand, are quite a bit better. This handles the recoil amazingly well for a 45 in such a small handgun. Me and my wife both have absolutely no problems handling the 45 auto cartridge, even defensive ammo in this firearm. Came with 2 magazines, a flush mount 6+1. It's actually a 6-round magazine plus 1 in the chamber. This one is marked the same, but you can see it's got an extended base plate on it. So this is actually a 7+1 magazine. Comes with 1 of each, and then I buy extras to carry with me also. And I got a lot of comments on the holster. This is a custom holster I had built. Frankly, I don't even know the fella's name. These are fantastic holsters, just on your local auction house can be bought. I bought a little fancier one, cost me a little more. I figure, what the heck, if I got to carry it, I might as well look pretty while I'm doing it. And it's very stiff, thick leather. You can't buy a better holster, in my opinion, than this one. I wish I knew the guy's name, but I don't. Good fit. So that's what I've swapped around to my daily carry gun. I thought it would be interesting to show the new 45. Well, it's relatively new, not as new as when they first came out, obviously. It's been almost a year now, I believe. So I'm kind of slow jumping on the bandwagon, but I don't like buying firearms that are brand new until they've been out a while. In the case of the recent SIG fiasco that were firing when they were dropped, they fixed that problem, and I actually own one of those now, and I'll show you that here soon too. So there we have it, the new daily carry gun in 45 ACP, my favorite caliber. And I'm not going to get into the 9mm versus 45 argument, but it's one of my favorites, so I thought I'd show you what we had on the hip on that other video. So thanks for watching.